All right, everybody, what is up? We're back again for day 2 on the Neon. Here we are. Oh, that light is messing with stuff. Anyways, here we are. We're back getting the dash apart. We're gonna pull the dash apart. Now, I've already gone ahead and pulled the top dash off, as you can see here. And I went ahead and mounted those gauge pods. So let's see how they look. Yeah, so they actually look pretty good. Mine, the light, it's kind of messing with everything. It's gonna look a lot better back in the vehicle. But the fitment's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad for being a cheapo 3D printed piece. I mean, it wasn't that super cheap. It was like 60, 70 bucks, but still not bad. I've actually wanted that piece ever since Modern came out with it, and I'm pretty glad that I was able to snag one when I went ahead and bought, what else did I buy? The AC Delete kit. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump back in here and let's see what I gotta take out to get this dash out of here. Okay, so we're back in the car. I got the top dash off. The center stack has got to come out. I removed the glove box. We got, hold on, let me get the light here. We got this kick panel that's got to come off. We got the center console. I don't remember if that actually has to come out, but if it does, no big deal. It's like 5 bolts. The bottom portion of this has got to come down so we can lower the steering column, which I don't know 100%. I'll have to watch the video I was watching when I did the swap, but I don't know 100% if that has to come down, but it probably will. And then same deal for the other side, that kick panel's got to come out. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going here and I'll update you guys when I have a bit more progress made. All right, so center console's got to come out. So I went ahead and I'll remove the I'll remove the bolts and I'll show you what bolts got to get removed. So there's the 2 bolts inside the cup holders, 1, 2 there. And you got 4 bolts in the center console here. 1, 2, same on the opposite side, 3, 4. And you take the shifter off, which is pretty simple. It just it clips in here like this, and then you pretty much just pull up and knock your hands on the steering wheel. That comes off. The shifter boot, you don't have to take it off, but it just clips in like this. That side goes in there, this side goes in here, and it will clip in. I'm not going to clip it in because I don't want to undo it again. You just go up on this side here, and then out on this bottom piece, and that comes up. Now the center console's out. You want to rip the e-brake up, and you're going to go up like this. Oh, this is going to be impossible because I've got a whole bunch of shit in the back, but close your center console like that, and lift it up on the back. There it goes, and then it should just pull right out. All right, now to remove this center stack, it's really simple. You pop the vents out. There, that one goes. Oh, come on there, baby. There, that one goes. You got 2 screws up there. Uno. Oh, I guess I did not put the screws back in when I installed that, but there should be 2 screws up there. Take all your dials off. Come on. There you go. This dial as well. And leave the radio in. There's going to be 2 screws at the bottom. No, there aren't. You just pull that bad boy out once you get the 2 screws at the top, and then you can access here. So I'm going to pull this climate control unit out because obviously I'm not using it anymore. I actually might just disconnect everything and put it back in for the time being so that I don't have a hole just in the dash where that's supposed to, or in the bezel where that all the knobs go. Because I know they do sell like double DIN kits and stuff like that you can get, so I might just do one of those if obviously we're not using the AC anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna continue and I'll update you guys with more progress in a second here. So this trim around the gauge bezel pops off really easy. You just take this tab here, push it out towards yourself, and then the same on the other side. That comes off. This bad boy slides out, and it's still on there, slides out. Just throw that in your seat there. And you should have, nope, these just pop off here. You're gonna have 2 screws on the bottom. You gotta disconnect those. So I'll get a better look right there. And 1 right there. Those come out. All right, so you wanna take your lower kick panel off there by removing the door sill a bit and then just prying up onto the side of it. You wanna disconnect your antenna line here. And then, this is also going to be a pretty good point where you're going to be able to see if your sunroof seals are damaged. I mean, antenna has rust in it. And then when you remove the A-pillars too, you'll have water in them if the sunroof seals are leaking. Next things next, you have the wiring harness here. So we're going to pop that out. Pop it out here as well. Okay, and so back here, you have your SRS airbag module type of stuff here. This just pops out here, push over to the side, push down the clip. We'll go back and forth, take that out. And you've got your connector for the e-brake here. That just slides off. One thing that you might notice isn't connected to anything is going to be this connector here. Now that is actually for the Fat Boy seats that have the airbags on the side of them. When I was putting this all back together, the first time I did the swap, I was like, where does this go? Like, I'm pulling my hair out. If you do not have Fat Boys and you don't have airbags in the seats, these will not be connected because you don't have the connector for it. So that gets thrown to the side, and then we continue here. All right, so, and as far as what holds this dash in, we got about 6 13mm bolts, which is gonna be 1, 2 on the side of the dash, same on the passenger side, they're over there as well. You got one there, and the second one, you gotta take this panel off on the side, and then we got 2 on the bottom here. Boom, and boom. Nope, hold on here. Can't really see with all this shit I got going on here. There's one, and then you got 2 10mm on the top, right there, and on the opposite side. Once those are removed, what you're gonna wanna do is get ready to take the column out. So one thing I would note from the first time I did this is don't go crazy when you have the column disconnected, pretend you're driving the car and go woohoo. It's not gonna be fun. Remember how you had this lined up. You can even take a piece of tape and tape the top cover, because I don't think the top cover has to come off. You know, put a piece of tape to the top cover. That way you're not gonna mess your clock spring up. Just because then that's like another 80 bucks you gotta spend on a clock spring. So yeah, so you're gonna take the lower cover off. There's 2 screws that go in there and there. You're gonna take the lower cover off. You're gonna undo all the wiring harness, and then you're gonna take the bolts for the column out. Under here, you're gonna have some bolts for the column. Boom, boom, and then I think there's 2 more, I believe so. Yeah, you can see 2 more on the opposite side. And then you gotta undo the column down there. See, mine's a bit messed up because I absolutely tore the threads off of it, but you can undo your bolt for the column, and then this all should slide out. So you always find something when you're pulling everything apart like this, and this connector is broken. I've got no clue what this wire goes to, but I have a feeling it probably wasn't in all the way. Now, I don't think that's gonna have anything to do with the issue of my AC not working, but could have something to do with my horn, but I have a feeling the clock spring is just broken. So anyways, you got this connector here you wanna disconnect. You got this connector here. There should only be 2 on the top, I believe. This one comes out, just like that. And then you've got one on the bottom for the clock spring. This comes out, just like that. And then you got one on the side here. Get that clip out, just like that. And then this one as well should just shimmy its way out of here. And I believe that's all of them. So now, double check here. Nope, we got one more on the side. Here, it's got to come out for this solenoid here. This is going to be a 2-hander. That one comes out, and that should be everything. All right, now that's usually the biggest pain in the butt, is getting the U-joint bolt out. Just because, especially if you have a lowered car like me, and you're tall like me, it is a bitch to do yoga and get yourself up in there. But now that that bolt's out, we gotta focus on getting the other 4 out, and then this column should just slide out, fingers crossed. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention before we take this out is, you see right up here, that's your brake sensor switch. Now, we don't wanna, that's gonna be in the way when we go to remove it, so all you gotta do, take your hand, come up here, twist it to the left, and just pop it right out. And it should come through this little hole here. Should, there it goes. And then that's out of the way, and now you can remove your last 2 bolts, or last bolts holding on the column, and it should slide out. All right, and so we're gonna take this last bolt out here. This one comes out, just like that, and I'm letting the column actually rest on the seat itself. So column, I don't have to support it while I'm filming and everything. And then I'll set you on the side here for a second. Basically what you want to do is you want to hold the column, support the bottom part with your hand, and make sure you're off all the studs first here, I guess is the main thing you want to do. Come on. There's one. There's the other. You want to go up because it looks like we're hitting some stuff. Lower dash bar. Come on, you stupid. Oh, there it goes. Give her some give and she'll come. I think that was just stuck on the actual U-joint there. Now, like I said, don't go fucking playing around with this. Take the wiring harness off. Don't go because you're gonna break that clock spring, and like I said, you're just gonna be breaking shit for the point of breaking shit. It doesn't have to be done. So setting that to the side. Okay, now is the next step here. Okay, now here's something that's usually a bitch to do, and that's to get these door plugs out. Honestly, it's not that bad if you can open your doors up this far, but it can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Now, if you guys if you have an SRT4 and you're not just watching this for the sake of watching it, make sure you check out Matt's Need for Speed on YouTube. That's the guy I've been following for my swap that I started 2 years ago. I just followed all his videos. I was able to do the swap like 100%. Like, it was no joke. So he's a really good guy. We've actually talked before, and he's helped me out with some issues I was having. So really like that guy. He's great. You should go give him a subscribe. So basically, we're trying to get this connector out. You've got 4 clips on each upper and lower corner. Sorry, 2 clips on the upper and lower corners. 4 clips in total. And like I said, these are a bitch to get, but once you get them, you get them. So it's pretty straightforward. Push those clips in, hold some pressure on it so they don't clip back in, and then hit the back ones. Hit the back ones first usually is easier, but I'm gonna do this with both hands, and I'll catch you in a second here. All right, so that only took me a couple seconds there, but now you've got access to this clip. So you're gonna pop up your red tab there with a pick or something like that. Like I said, these are always a bitch to get to. Pop it up with the clip, fucking pop it up, and then, oh jeez. Okay, now it's popped up. You just want to get in there and undo it, and you can do it with 2 hands. Well, you're gonna want to make sure you get that red tab out far enough until you hear a click, otherwise you're gonna have some time struggling with it there, but once you clear a click, then you just get the thing going, so yeah. All right, well, I finally got that off after fighting it for a couple minutes there, but you can actually pull this out pretty far, and I don't think anything's damaged. So you can see my clip there is kind of fucked though, so that's probably why I was having a bit of issues. So you can pull this stuff out pretty far. So same on the other side. So, all right, and then you're gonna sneak your hand up once you have this unplugged. You're gonna feel around for the harness that's there. Give her a poke and see what she feels like below. Basically, you're just gonna trying to figure out where the harness is. On the bottom, this side's a bit more complicated because there's a lot of stuff going on, but you're just gonna find that harness and pull it in. Right through. And then Matt brought up a good point in his video. If you're gonna be closing your doors, which I'm not, but hopefully I don't break these anyways, you wanna push these back in their holes so that you're not slamming it shut on the harness or the connector. So, because good luck finding one of these. So, yeah, next step here. All right, so there are 2 more 13 mil bolts. See one right there and one covered by some tape right there. So we're just gonna get in here, undo our 2 bolts, not break the windshield, grab the bolts. Oh yeah. You're also gonna have this harness here, which I guess for some reason I put under the speakers when I reinstalled them, but this is for your sunroof, and I mean, if you don't have a sunroof, it's for your dome lights and mirror lights and stuff like that. I might have to uninstall the speakers here. No, this just slips out. So that comes out, and then next step. All right, so the next step here is actually to remove the dash. Now this is gonna be a bit tricky because I can't take the seats out. I might, if I can't get it out, I would probably recommend taking your seats out so you're not ruining your seats, but my passenger seat's pretty mint, but the driver's one is messed up. Anyways, so this is gonna be a bit tricky, and let's see how this turns out. But it should be, the next step should be removing the dash. I know I've got speaker wiring that's zip tied to a whole bunch of stuff, so we'll see if that interferes, but let's see how this goes. Let's see if I break anything. I'll put you down here. All right, let's see. At this point in time, I have no clue how the hell this dash is gonna come out. I'm gonna throw her in second gear. Let's see what happens here. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, so we're off all the mounts. We're coming down. I can already tell we're getting caught up on some of the wiring. But also, remove your OBD2 port connector. Now, I gotta cut some, oh, we're just stuck up there. So because I have an aftermarket radio in here, my wires are coming from, I've got a set of wires coming from the door jamb type area, and that's going to this aftermarket radio. So, and I zip tied everything to the dash. This is actually coming out really nice. So, the only other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove my radio here. Go there, pull all the wiring through. Okay, there we go. So now this harness is gonna go over here. So I'll show you guys when I get this out, but you basically, your dash is a whole big ass connector. Also, if you have the boost gauge, make sure you disconnect the vacuum line there. Might be awesome if you had a friend to help you out, but I have no friends. So this is gonna come out like this. Oh yeah, fuck off. Oh, this is fuck. All right, well, got it. If you have an aftermarket wideband, like I do, make sure you disconnect that too. Okay, now this can come out. Come on. Oh man. Oh man. There it goes. All right. Now you should be free. There goes my fucking mirror. Oh God. What are you still connected to? You kidding me? You're not taking this with you? I guess you are. Fuck. Okay, now that the dash is taken out of it, I can show you kind of what I mean here by being a big old connector. So basically, you've got this that you've got to line up when you put your dash in. I guess you could take it out here and push it in when you have the dash in, but I don't think there's that much room from what I remember. Now on the dash itself, there you go, that's what she looks like there. So I'm gonna remove all the piping for the HVAC stuff and the vents, get that all out of there. And I'm also gonna just remove the heater core. So yeah, honestly, it's not that bad of a weekend job. Like, you could do it 2 days if you really take your time and you want to be perfect. But I mean, I've done it before twice, so I kind of know what I'm getting myself into. But whew, that was a bit of work. So I'm gonna get this heater core out of here and then we're done. I don't mean we're done, it's still got to go back together, but the heater core will be gone at least. Now basically, to get this heater core out of here, I'm just gonna undo every bolt I see that happens to have anything to do with the heater core. And we're gonna hope that there's no hidden bolts. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to watch a video and spend a bit more time, but otherwise, it should be all right. All right, so I guess we're on the engine bay now. Something I should have realized before I started doing this, I probably should have watched all of Matt's videos first, but there are some nuts that hold on the heater core box, 3 of them, I think, from the engine bay. I'm sitting there, I thought it was just 2, I just took them off and I started yanking on it. I was like, what the hell, it's not coming out. There's 2 nuts I gotta take off that are attached to the studs, and then this bad boy should just slip out. The only issue is, with my turbo kit, everything is really tight in there, so let's see, actually, you know what? This might not be that big of a deal. There's one there. There's one, where's my light? It's hard to do. One right there, and then there's another one somewhere else. Might be behind the filter. So I'm gonna try to get those, and then I'm gonna pull my hair up, that's all. All right, well, good news. With the filter off, all the bolts are relatively accessible. There you go, straight shot of one there, there's one there, and there's one right down there. Only issues I ran into was that they were pretty much all seized, not seized, stripped. Like just with the rust and everything like that, they kind of lost their 10 mil shape. No big deal, just use an extractor on them. So I'm gonna finish just quickly briefing Matt's video and see if there's any other lines that have to be yanked off before I go and just yank it out. I have a feeling that there is, so I'm not gonna go yanking right now. So let's see, and then I'll be back. All right, so it looks like it should just yank out now. So I'm gonna set you guys up here. Should just come out. Oh yeah, look at that. There's one line here. We're just gonna give that a good snip there. Good snip there. Race car stuff, none of this stuff is being used anyways. I'm gonna cap that off. And actually I found a cap when I was taking this out, so that's perfect. Anyways, I'm gonna find where that vacuum line goes. I'm gonna cap it off, and let's see here. I got a whole bunch of caps, so we'll just pick this one. That might work. All right, so here's our line right here. So I'm just gonna take this off. It's got a check valve on it. Well, I could cap it off here, or I could just cap it off right there, which is, I just gotta find a bigger cap. All right, I couldn't find a cap I liked, so we're just gonna use this with the check valve. But it's not really gonna make a difference. It's just, I gotta find a cap, I guess. So no big deal, that's just capped off right there. So, all right, so now our heater core delete is done. My only thing is, I don't know if having two huge gaping holes in the firewall is a great idea, but is it a bad idea? Probably. All right, so I went ahead and stuck a piece of cardboard right in there, traced around, made a circle out of it. Here's the other side there. Now I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna transfer it over onto this piece of sheet metal I have. This is actually like proper like body steel, like it's thick. I'm gonna transfer that over, paint it, put some reflective tape, like the heat resistant reflective tape just because I have it, so might as well. And then adhesive it to the car with some silicone and see if that works. Might work, so. Yep, we're doing that. All right, so everything to do with the heater core and air system is done. I did have to take out the center console gauge cluster, sorry, to take out one of the pipes on the back. But now it is done, and I can say it's fucking done. And it takes a huge weight off my chest. Now it's the putting it in part that might be just as easy or just as hard. So, yeah, so I'm excited. I'm gonna wait. I still gotta wait a tiny bit for this stuff to dry with the paint, and then put the frickin' heat tape on it, then try to secure it in with some silicone, and then we should be good. All right, so here's one done. Not too bad. Everything's on there nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. So that's one. I gotta do the other one, and then we'll install them. So basically, I'm just gonna scuff up where this mounts. I'm gonna use some black silicone, and I'm gonna see if this works. I've never really used it. I don't have any panel bond or anything, so I've never really tried anything like this, but I'm interested to see what happens. So let's see. All right, well, I fit it in there, and it seems to be okay. Like it's flat, and the silicone is curing, so I'm gonna let it cure, and I'm gonna jump over to the other side. That one might be a bit more challenging because it's got a lip on it, but we're gonna do it just so it's kind of there, so. All right, well, that one's in there, and that one's in there. I was actually able to wedge that into a little gap there, and it's holding it nice and tight there. So I'm not gonna really worry about this one, or these three, just cause I'll probably, no, I don't think I'm gonna do anything about that one. I mean, I could make something up really quick for it. I don't know, it's small. I don't know, I should do it. I don't want a rodent getting in there. Fuck, okay, whatever. All right, There we go, there we go, there we go. I'm gonna throw this dash back in. I think it's time. It's 6 o'clock now. Let's see what time it is when I get this dash installed. I do not want to be here for another 2 hours. I think calling it quits at 7 should be good. And I'll have this car running out the door by then. And hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. So let's get it. Okay, and when I put the camera down, it took me 6 minutes to put the dash back in. So, okay, some things you want to remember. Remember to hook your boost gauge back up, and then also just remember to, you know, move the wires out of the way for a lot of other stuff, and just be organized with it. Put it up in one easy go, and it should be good. Okay, stuff's coming back together now, and I just started putting the steering column in. I just wanted to give you guys a tip. If you're having trouble lining up the back holes, getting that back bracket to actually go up, it doesn't seem like it wants to go up. That's because it's the adjuster for the steering wheel. So you gotta make sure this is unlocked, and then push that up there, and it should go in. Just a bit of a quick tip there, something I was struggling with for a second, so. All right, it's 6:48. Everything is pretty much back together. I'm gonna throw the center console in, and then I gotta button up the top dash, put the door cable in for the passenger side door, put the glove box in, put the top dash on, and it should be done. All right, I am pooped. This car is done. Finally done with the dash. It's not done, obviously. Yeah, everything went back together pretty swimmingly. Like, it took me, like, from 6 o'clock, from when I just barely put the dash in. I got the dash in at 6:06. I started putting it in at 6 o'clock. It's now 7:18. Everything's back together. Everything went together smoothly. The car starts, the car runs, the gauges work, everything's working. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a little look-see here, what it looks like now. Keep in mind the interior is still filthy. I got a vacuum, and I'm also using the car as storage right now. So it's pretty full of junk. So, but anyways, here's a look. So obviously, dash is working, our wideband is working, radio is working, everything's back together. And I really do like this gauge pack cluster. Now, it's not the best quality in the world, but at the same time, like, it's pretty good. Like, it's not too bad. Now that I'm looking at it with the dash completely together, you can barely see anything wrong with it. So yeah, like, everything went together good. Everything's back to normal. I had a few extra bolts, but I mean, you do when you have a job like this. So, oh, I gotta put the A-pillars back on. That's another thing. But other than that, it is donezo, and I'm ready to go home. I'm tired, I'm hungry, so. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm just realizing now, as I'm editing everything, forgot to film an outro for it, so I just hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure to stay tuned, because I just spent a whole bunch of money ordering parts for the Neon, so I got some BC coils on the way. Those were like 1,800 bucks. Got some strut braces coming in, and I'm going to be doing something pretty much, trying to get a video out every week. That's my goal, is to try to post a video every week, something like that. But sometimes, like I filmed this video last weekend, and my week was just so hectic. My mom's car is like falling apart, so I've just been trying to fix that so she could stay on the road. And then my schedule after work is just kind of messed up with all the crap I got going on, so didn't have much time that I did. I'm getting it up this week, so there'll be 2 videos this week. Or maybe I'll space it out, 1 video this week with the AC delete, and then next week we'll have the video with the dash, which would be this video. And then, yeah, so after, we're going to do AC delete, and then the dash video, and then I'm going to have those BC coils and my strut brace in relatively soon. And then after that, I'd like to do another fuel upgrade. And then after that, engine mounts, powder coating. I got tons of stuff planned. So just stay tuned for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, dislike it, like it, unsubscribe, unfollow me, block me, I don't care. Leave some comment, leave some feedback. Let me know what you like to see, what I'm doing wrong, and some other stuff. I'm trying to include some background video, movie, background music in these videos too, but it's just the editing software I'm using just makes it way too loud, and I can't figure out how to fix it. So I'm not gonna do that for these next videos, but I think the next videos I'm going to edit on my iPhone with iMovie, because for some reason the quality of the video ends up coming out even better if I do that. Like, I filmed these ones on an iPhone XS, so it was a good camera, and it's the same camera I filmed my video for the Neon update on, and that one was like perfect resolution. and for some reason they're just coming out like crap. I think it's just the free editing software I'm using. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to increase the quality, increase the music, keep doing things right. And I mean, if it's gonna take me a week to put up a video, I might as well put up something that you know, is actually good quality. So I'm gonna keep working on that. It's just starting to get back into the groove of things. So I'm not really 100% there yet, but I'm gonna try to figure that out, and we'll get some better content going. So thanks guys for watching, and have a good one.